GALA Games exploded onto the scene just a few years ago, going up almost 28,000% in the meantime, but then has swiftly crashed towards the downside. And right now, there is a huge new GameFi opportunity in Metacade, which many are talking about being a potentially much better investment than GALA Coin. 2 years ago, we saw GALA exploding onto the scene, going up 28,000% in just a few weeks. We saw Mana Decentraland, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, and many other GameFi platforms absolutely exploding. And there is now a new one on the scene. The new kid on the block is thought by some to be possibly the best yet when it comes to GameFi opportunities. So guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get on with today's video. So in the past, if you've been subscribed to my channel, you'll understand that I am very into investing in GameFi, and there's a very, very big reason for that. And that is the rise of gaming that we're seeing around the world right now. The gaming industry has been around for some time and is now continuing to grow as more of the world develops and has access to gaming platforms, but as well because of the rise of the smartphone and smartphone gaming, making it accessible for everyone to play games all the time. And we're now seeing blockchain gaming taking a larger portion of that pie every single year, expecting by 2026 to hit around $67.4 billion. And this is what meant that platforms like GALA, when they first were launched on the scene, absolutely exploded. And for those of you who weren't really around in the last bull market, this is pretty much what we saw GALA do, going from around 2 cents in just a few weeks, pushing all the way up to 83 cents. This was an absolutely explosive move, and only a few people saw it coming, but now we're a bit more aware of the future of GameFi, and there's more projects arriving on the scene, which makes it a more competitive space, but with a bigger user base coming all the time, there's still great opportunities to be had. But why I want to focus on this particular move, this is typical of a new coin in a bull market. We saw GALA do this, we saw Mana Decentraland doing something very, very similar, and also we saw a similar move from Sandbox. So what we needed to do was to be able to find coins back in this time. And we've got a great opportunity to perhaps find not just back in this time, but even before that happens in the pre-launch price. And that's where this potential GALA killer Metacade comes in. Now GALA I really like as an investment. I like the concept of crypto gaming. I think it's here to stay, and there's going to be massive movements in the space. GALA itself is a platform for various different games, and that makes it more future-proof perhaps than something like Axie Infinity, which is just a single game. GALA also is getting into different entertainment spaces with the GALAverse, also GALA music, etc. Now everything that basically supports the Web3 environment or builds Web3 communities around gaming, I also think is something very, very exciting. Now Metacade also is a play-to-earn gaming platform. It's basically going to be an online arcade in the metaverse environment. That's very, very cool. And what's extremely cool about it is it hasn't even launched yet. We're still at pre-launch prices, and you can see it's basically raised $9.9 million of about a $10.5 million target. There's very limited time left to be able to potentially get in here. I'm not associated with this project. I'm just looking at early stage projects, and I know that early stage projects in the right industries have very good opportunities. Now, as we move into later stages of 2023, I think the whole concept of the metaverse is really going to start to establish itself. Many people don't really know what the metaverse is or how it's really going to work, but I think the first inroads into the metaverse environment are going to be very much from the GameFi arena. Metacade is a specialist platform that's been built for use in the Web3 environment, and this is aimed at bringing the wider gaming community into a Web3 environment, and that onboarding process is going to bring a whole load more people into the crypto space, and that is going to drive Metacade to new levels, and potentially from there we could see Metacade absolutely exploding. Now this is a whole lot more than just a play-to-earn gaming platform. I've already mentioned the importance of this entering into the Web3 metaverse space with the vision to create fun and dynamic virtual hangouts for like-minded people to enjoy things at GameFi and experience everything Web3 culture has to offer. I actually think that the majority of success is going to come from crypto projects that actually are bringing people in and moving into like the Web3 space without even knowing. And that's really where I see my investments paying off the most. If I can find these projects that are going to be able to onboard lots of people who are already in the space in that they're interested in gaming, and then change them from just traditional gamers into play-to-earn blockchain gamers, without them even realizing, then we've got a very exciting opportunity indeed, because it's going to blow up extremely quick and it's going to take a much bigger piece of that $67 billion pie that we're going to see in 2026. So what we're looking at effectively is the Metacade token, or the mcade, which is built on the most popular Ethereum blockchain. And the current price is sat at just 0.017 mcade tokens. And you can see at the next stage, it's going to go to 0.0185. So if you're getting in at this level, you're already going to be making a percentage gain on that, because the launch price will be higher. Every time they're filling up an allocation, they add a little bit to the price to encourage people to get in earlier. And this is a great way to move things forward. And because you can see they've already raised pretty much most of this funding here, you're going to get in at a very, very exciting opportunity. Now, as I jump back to GALA, I'm not saying that GALA is a bad investment by any means. People get very upset when I talk about the alternative options to GALA gaming. GALA does have a phenomenal future ahead, but there will be other companies that are coming in and taking a bit of that market share away from GALA. Yes, the market is also growing, so it'll be interesting to see how it adapts and overcomes to that. But we've also got various other platforms coming out, like Hello One, which I talked about the other day, because that is also a phenomenally exciting entertainment platform being built on the blockchain. So make sure you check out that video after this one. I'll link it to the end. Right now, what I'm seeing in GALA, we've had a pretty decent pullback of around 50%, and it does hang in the balance with what's happening in the main crypto markets right now. We've got USDC hanging by a knife edge. If USDC goes under, then we can see a fairly aggressive sell-off across the crypto markets. I'm still happy buying at these levels. If we're seeing significant dips lower, then I'm going to get in again and just dollar cost average down. But I've talked about the importance of spreading your risk across a portfolio of different cryptos rather than just holding one or two different cryptos, because you never know what could come out about any of these individual cryptos. So I do see GALA at least at some point returning to all-time highs, which would be a 25x. But realistically, I think we're going to be going to a minimum of $1 in the next couple of years, possibly in the next 18 months or so, and that would be a 28x. But Metacade, as I've said, is a $0.17 token. But I can see Metacade having the ability to reach a $1 token, which, excuse my maths, is pretty much like an 80x. We could potentially see even 100x. Whether or not GALA can do 100x, considering it already has a pretty large, well-established market cap, makes it a bit more difficult. It's not about whether GALA is better than Metacade or not. It's about whether Metacade can replicate what GALA did in the last bull market and explode from basically being almost a worthless token to having an enormous market cap in the multi-billion dollars. Therefore, while I think it's important to hold tokens like GALA, in my opinion, obviously not financial advice, I think there's definitely room for allocation towards new projects in spaces that are very interesting, and that's why Metacade is one of my hot picks right now. I'm going to be talking about this more in my Telegram, which is the link down below. It's absolutely free, guys. If you want to go across there and ask me more questions about this, then make sure you get into that group. Also, Fairdesk are giving away $100 to one lucky winner who goes and signs up for a Fairdesk account through that link down below and also gets into my Telegram group. So jump across there. I'll be choosing a winner later on this weekend, so make sure you don't miss out on that opportunity. As well as that, if you come across to Fairdesk, you can get a discount on your deposit. Fairdesk also offers seriously low fees, which is very good news moving into the bull market, because you're going to be trading regularly and you don't want to be losing any of your funds to expensive trading fees. Guys, if you found today's video useful, hit that like button for me. Thank you very much for doing that. And if you're new to the channel and you want to learn more about crypto, GameFi, NFTs, trading, and so much more, then hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the very next video.